what you're saying. Nani? Get out my business, okay?
Maybe we didn't forget to tell you something. All right, but let's start off. This is the things we forgot to tell you last week, but maybe it didn't happen last week, and we want to tell you. But I know that this happened last week because this is when you guys are going to be watching it. So things that happened last week. Nafi, do you know what Hobby Lobby is?
Yeah, Hobby Lobby is where I got all my wood that I use for my sorority.
Interesting. So you mean to tell me you're okay with supporting a bunch of people who go into war-torn countries and steal artifacts during wars? Is that what you're telling me, Nafi?
Yeah, but I used all the material for good purposes.
No, fool, you're not supposed to be happy about that. Hobby Lobby's in trouble because they have now been repeatedly been told to forfeit items they have sent people to go take from war-torn countries and bring. You're looking at the story, fool. It's right here. Hobby Lobby is not a good place. They are not good people. I'm sorry to burst that bubble for you, but they are not good people. They've been forced.
Will go down in history as one of the best arts and crafts stores in the history.
Hey, you're allowed to believe whatever you want to believe, but I'm just telling you the truth right now. If you don't want to hear it, just say you don't want to hear it. But I'm telling you the truth.
So you tell me Michael's not involved too?
Know what? You want to investigate in that? Should we gonna come back to that one? We're gonna come back and tell y'all is Michael's involved or not. But as it stands right now, Hobby Lobby guilty as hell. Guilty as hell. Guilty as hell. Where's the next story? Hold on. Where's the next story? Oh, okay. And then for the next story, so this one's a little weird. Nafi, you remember the Parkland shooting that happened, right?
Parkland.
The Parkland shooting, that was, so Nafi's literally experiencing something that shouldn't exist. If you say a Parkland school shooting happens, you shouldn't be like, which one? That's actually low-key.
Oh, Parkland, the school shooting, yes, I remember.
So, that's so tragic in so many ways. But a QAnon person, for all y'all that don't know, QAnon is like this cultish group of people who believe like the lizard people exist. There's a bunch of child slaves living underneath a piece of Galleria. What? Like, they're weird people. They're extremely weird people. They need help more than anything. But could you imagine for a second, you survived the Parkland school shooting as a child, right? And this is significant because the last group of kids who were like freshmen at the time are now seniors. So this will be the last group of kids who were actually part of the shooting. They'll be leaving Parkland very soon. But could you imagine for a split second that your own father who witnessed you survive this attack doesn't believe that it really happened to you because of QAnon, because of conspiracy theories?
What does he think happened?
He thinks it's a false flag. He thinks that it was that they came into and they sacrificed those kids for lizard people underneath the pizzeria. And
it sounds some shit. Fake news, right?
Oh, it's absolutely fake news. But it's kind of crazy because this is how deep people's political infatuation will go, to ignore the trauma that your child has incurred for the sake of a political gesture. It's super sus. It's super weird, but that's the world we live in. This kid came out on Reddit and talked about his father's delusions and how it was affecting his livelihood and his lifestyle. So now the Parkland kids. Oh, absolutely. But there was a segment of the story where he talks about how the father will never know his love again, and I feel like that's going to land on deaf ears because this guy thinks that that's like more important than anything, right? He thinks that supporting this conspiracy theory is more important than what his kid has to say, and that's kind of sad when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, right?
Terrible. Instead of it being something that he's trying to overcome, because he's still so young, he has his whole life ahead of him. That's
whole life. But hey, we'll stay close to this. But also in other tragic news, in Texas of all places, No A, because Texas is trash. An investigation was opened in the Kaufman County following the troubling arrest in the video. There was a 18-year-old girl who was having a mental crisis who was basically assaulted by an officer who sat on her stomach trying to subdue her because he didn't know how to handle a child having a mental breakdown. There was a report, and this is the part that I always hate. There was a report about a girl who was threatening to jump into traffic, and when that officer got there, he thought to himself, let me try and suffocate her by putting my full weight on her chest and abdomen so that she can't move or breathe. And it's just further proof that, officers don't know what they're doing when dealing with these situations. They don't really come to help people. They're under-prepared, under-equipped, undereducated. And then they ended up arresting the mother who came to get the officer off of her daughter because, once again, she would rather have a bail. She would rather post bail than have a hashtag as a daughter any day of the week. So there's that situation. You got any thoughts on this?
I'm just trying to understand. First of all, I'm sure was the officer fat? Just curious.
No, he wasn't a big dude, but this is a small 18-year-old girl. As a grown man.
Yeah, and I don't know, if my question is, do officers watch other officers that get in trouble?
You know what?
To themselves, you know what? I watched that video. I saw what happened. For me, if I was a cop today and I saw what happened to Derek Chauvin.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fulfill my duties, but I'm gonna also make sure I'm not going any extra limit to justify the law. I just feel like that's a tone that's been set. Regardless if he's only getting 20 years, he's gonna be in gym pop. That's one place I don't want to be, especially if you've locked people up. You're a target automatically. So I just wonder, do police officers watch the news and see things and say man, what was he thinking? Or man, yeah, I'm happy he did that.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy that you bring that point, and it's a valid point. But a lot of them think that they're still
that sounds like a repeat. Like Keisha just said, this sounds like something that just happened. I feel like it's a repeat. It just happened.
It is. We'll be following this one kind of closely. I even might do a deep dive into this because the sad part is they pressed charges against the girl who was trying to commit suicide and said that she assaulted the officer. It's crazy because they're in Texas. There is a law that allows officers not to get in trouble for letting a suicidal person commit suicide. So the fact that they pressed charges on this person when they had no right to even touch her is mind-boggling. But we'll see what happens. In other random bullshit that's going on in the Olympics, for all y'all that don't know, I'm not a fan of the Olympics. Not even on a good day. So we consider today a bad day because the Olympics in its own right is pretty problematic, seeing as how there's a bunch of things that they can do to other country people, civil rights, national laws, and all that stuff. But I don't like it because it really gets to peel the onion layers off of these other countries, and you can just really see the bigotry. So at least 17 news anchors or journalists have been fired or removed from broadcast because they don't understand how their racist comments are offensive. This Greek journalist made a racist remark about a Chinese ping pong player and questioned after they won, wow, it's amazing they won, and I wonder how they see the ball when they have such a slanted eyes. So,
it's actually terrible.
It's
actually terrible because this is something that's going to be broadcast to the world. Not to your own specific journal agency, but the entire world for you to see. God forbid that he don't talk about any Black African American women who are in the Olympics with braids, fades.
There's hundreds, but this was the most recent. But there's been comments made about how certain athletes' booties are so big they couldn't believe they moved that fast. There's been comments made about males' penis imprints, and there was a direct correlation where a newscaster said one of the athletes' penis print was very large, and he made a comment about how that was an assistance because he had a third leg. So it's just some of the weirdest stuff. Like I don't know if it's like a it has to be a cultural thing. I don't know if it's malice or just pure curiosity, but the world is very segregated right now, and it's like, this is like proof. But in other news, speaking of boobs, Nafi, I bet you didn't know this. Getting the vaccine shot will make your boobs bigger. And so we got science to prove it. Oh, well, this one is actually a sad story because this one was about how she mistook lymph node, swollen lymph node, and it was actually for breast cancer, but it was a side effect. So she doesn't really have cancer. She thought she had cancer, but basically, women who get the shot are experiencing lymph node swelling, which is pretty normal because that's an immune reaction that causes your body to prepare for impact. And basically, certain women are experiencing an increased size in their breast. So for the most part, it's a good thing. You get vaccinated, get a bigger breast cup if you want it. If you don't, sorry, but you got it. Be blessed. Now all we got to do is figure out how to make male's penis bigger from this shot, and I guarantee you everybody in the country will have this damn shot. Get the Johnson, baby. Get the Johnson, baby. So if you need more reason to get a shot, if you are a A cup, gross, go fix that. Get a shot. Next topic. Nafi, do you know who Mike the Pillow Man is? Mike Lindell, the Pillow Man is?
No. What did he do?
He's a dude that sells pillows, right? He's a dude that sells pillows, but for some strange reason, he has found a way to brainwash hundreds of people on his show. So he's a avid. Hey, shout out. What's up, Melissa? He's an avid believer in this whole conspiracy that Trump will be president come August 24th. Like President Trump will be back in office. If you want to chat with us and you're on Facebook, you got to come to Twitch or YouTube. So head on down there. But basically, this is just him. Let's just hear a snippet of what he has to say.
In response,
Fox isn't doing their job.
His frustration with Fox has been palpable for months.
Is Fox here?
As he has descended further into a dangerous voter fraud fantasy land,
The election was hacked.
even Fox has tuned him out. Now Lindell is promising a big August reveal.
Then we're going to bring it as a quo warranto to the Supreme Court. It's going to be 9-0. They're going to take this election down. And yes, Donald Trump will be your president. He is your president now, and get this country back pushing.
So he wanted to run an ad on Fox touting his theories, promoting a live streamed event. And Fox said no. Networks are well within their rights to reject ads like that, but it could cost Fox a small fortune. Last year, according to the Wall Street Journal, MyPillow paid nearly $50 million.
He paid $50 million in ads last year. $50 million. Nafi, just give me a list of any random things you would buy with $50 million.
I would buy FedLoan. That's what I would buy. I would buy FedLoan servicing.
That's crazy.
Like, that's ridiculous. Like, the fact that these people are, like, hard-on supporters of Trump and really think this election, like, we're already almost about to be into the first year of Biden's term, and people still think this is a rigged election. Like, if I was a millionaire or a billionaire, like, that's not what like, it just kills me that that's what their focus is on. Like, I'm rich. I don't care who's in the seat.
Hey, as we learned from our Republican brother, he don't care who's in president as long as his taxes don't go up. So I think this. I just want to keep drawing attention to this because hopefully it impacts somebody in the right way. There was a dude in my comment section. Not even a dude. The dude of all dudes, Adam, the dude who was coming with his conspiracy theories, and it's just I have to keep playing things like this to remind people. But in other news,
I've never heard of MyPillow.
And you know what? At the rate they're going, you never will. It pays to record the police, people. Colorado man wins $175,000 after his fuck bad cops sign prompts a tasing. The tasing did not happen. Did not happen at all. Like the tase missed, so he was able to escape being tased. But like, it's so funny if you can watch this body camera, because basically the officer chases him like a Looney Tunes cartoon, and one of the other sergeants steps up and tells the officer, "You're wrong. You can't cite him for trespassing on public property." A lot of police officers are really dumb and believe that trespassing on police property is a crime. Now, Nafik, you tell me, who owns the police departments?
The state.
Who pays for it though?
Oh, we do.
So who owns the police department?
We do.
So you can't technically be trespassing on your own property. A lot of officers don't inherently understand this. Obviously, there's deeper caveats into this, but for the most part,
it's not even about that. It's about, why does a sign bother you? Is the
cops,
sign gonna kill you?
Cops are some of the most. We talked about this
They're
last
so
week.
sensitive. They're
Yeah.
so sensitive.
Cops,
it's just like sticks and stones, guys. Sticks and stones.
Last week, like literally last week, we know for a fact a 19-year-old girl is sitting in jail right now in Utah for stepping on a Blue Lives Matter sign. Like, cops are the most sensitive bitches I've ever met in my life. But it won't stop. It won't stop the hypocrisy.
It just kills me. Like, I just don't, like, I feel like we don't hear a lot in the news. I haven't heard personally, like, a Marine or like a Navy SEAL like just mistakenly shot somebody because they were calling them all kind of names, because they go through shit. They go through their training where they getting called all kind of names. Like, can we reciprocate that to like the police departments?
Well,
so
and we
like,
talk about this.
Out your name?
Yeah, we talked about this before. People in third world countries get better treatment from our law enforcement officers and military people than we do from like local sheriffs. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, obviously, we have some bad apples there and here, but that's neither here or there. Huntington Beach restaurant urges unvaccinated diners to rebuff on COVID precautions. Basically, yeah.
I've been there.
Yes.
It's actually a very dirty beach.
It's a very dirty beach, and they call it the Florida of California. So the reason why this guy is getting a lot of notoriety is because he told people not to get vaccinated. You can't be vaccinated and come into his store. And he then basically went on TV to rebuff and say, this is a joke. But if you don't know anything about Huntington Beach, this is the most Republican part of California. So these people are like the scum of the earth. Like, when you think of like the whole Blue Lives thing, I mean the Democrat thing, but like
it's actually a deserted place too. Like, to be honest, it's real spread out. It's not like your average beaches that are along the Pacific with like Malibu and the rest of them. When we got there, I was like, ew, where are we at?
Who'd you go up there with?
With Ta. It was me, Ta, a couple of us. We just went there because we wanted to see what that beach was like, because it was on the list. Like, it was the next one to get to after Manhattan and everything else. And when you get there, it's like nobody there, and like it's just a washed up, dirty beach. Like, it's washed. It's like the ocean like gives you like trash coming out of it. Like, it's just dirty. I didn't like it at all.
That's tragic. But hey, it's an Italian restaurant. Watch your step, and they got a pretty low. They got a pretty low score from what I heard. New York Attorney General finds Governor Cuomo's sexual harassment. He's actually sexually harassed multiple women. Now, now I'm not gonna say that New York leadership isn't problematic. New York has a fond way of making heroes and villains out of their leadership. Remember Rudy Giuliani before he became a greaseball leaking from his ears, dye wig individual? Remember who he was? He was the mayor of 9/11. He was the most, he damn near won a Nobel Peace Prize for his actions during 9/11 in his response. And he went all the way from that to being dead broken under federal investigation. It's crazy to see the fall from grace. Andrew Cuomo, similar fate. He was considered the demigod of the pandemic. He was the leader of this pandemic in a sense of how to properly handle it. Come to find out, he did some shady shit, keeping them old people locked up in those buildings and not telling us how many of them really died. Furthermore,
set my man up, man. Come on.
Look, Nafi. Okay, go ahead.
Trump got some power. Trump got some power in New York, so let's not get it twisted. There's nothing to pay off the couple females to say, hey, this guy over here say that he sexually assaulted you for $2 billion. I mean, they set for life. You know what I mean? Like, let's not get it twisted. I need to see the women's face.
Oh, wow. Wow. Dang. Know what, Nafi? I hope you keep this same energy.
I mean, I'm not going for none of this. I feel like people mad at how Kumo handled the pandemic. They was real mad in New York. They was mad as shit in New York. And Trump is New York. Like, come on, stop playing. Like, you know, he paid some people off. It's gonna come out. We'll see it. Just like his taxes, it's gonna come out.
Oh, okay. Hey, know what? Know what, Nafi? I welcome this report. I welcome this livelihood of you. So I reserve my judgment. They can say that they can federally indict him.
Kumo know he knew a list of people that died by police by first and last name. This man, we had other things to do with his time. He ain't checking for none of these people. Come on. Hey,
know what? I want to see the facts. But you want to know what's super?
Eric, bring us the facts. Facts.
You want to know what's super interesting? Nafi, do you know how much it costs to ride an ambulance here in Milwaukee?
No, that's right. Yes, I'll tell you because I rode in an ambulance when I got my appendix removed.
Tell me, how much was yours?
That bill
do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about this?
About
the price? I don't want you putting your business out there if you don't want to.
Oh yeah, of course, because thank God I have great health insurance by my employer. Because it gave me a breakdown of what I would have paid had I not had insurance. Okay. It was a 15-minute ride. It was literally 6 miles, but you know, in LA, 6 miles can take you 2 hours. But luckily, this took us 15 minutes to get to the hospital. That bill by itself was $2,638. So it was $2,638 for 6 miles, 15 minutes.
Well, this guy had blacked out and passed out in the courtyard, and he woke up, and once he realized he was attached to the goddamn ambulance, he woke up and ran for his intoxicated. He ran for his intoxicated life.
They already know the cops. Look, the ambulance know like, oh, this is gonna be an expensive bill. You blacked out, so that means they had to use some type of fluid to wake your ass up. That's just all added up to the ride. That's what y'all don't get. Like, they gotta hook you up to anything. I had like a neck. So when I went, they had to bring my IV with me, and they had to like connect it to like what was inside the ambulance. And it's just like, that's just adding up fees for that. Like, just adding up. This man smart decision.
If you and
put me in the back seat of your car and take me to Advocate. Don't even take me to the hospital. Take me to Advocate.
Yeah, hey, it's not even a joke. It's really sad. It's really sad because he got out that jam. He said he wants no parts of this.
You know what they did, right? They probably hooked that fluid up to him, woke him up a little bit.
No, they hit that. It was exactly at the point where they tried to stick him with the IV that he woke up and was like, "No, I'm good. And I love the high knees because he really gets out of there. But the thing that's really sad, is that this is real life, right? Like in America.
This is our healthcare system right here.
Yeah, this is our healthcare system.
Riding in something safe like an ambulance.
Yeah, this dude rather run to the hospital and shout out to the waiter who totally lost the whole. He knocked over the waiter with food and drinks. I don't know if people are seeing this. Like, he hits so many people along the way. He hits this waiter. He falls in front of these ladies. He loses his hat, picks up his hat, and finally makes it to the getaway. Like, it's so sad. But last week tonight did a great video on this, on how there's no federal support for our ambulance system, which is further proof that we need universal basic health care, because without it, we keep running into shit like this. This should not be a topic on my show, but it is. In other news, the most wholesome moment in this horrific event, which we call the Olympics, the two dudes you're looking at on camera are the finalists. The finalists for the high jump. But Nafi, guess what place they came in?
They both came in first place, gold.
Yes. So I did not know this was a thing. When you go into a runoff, or
did you watch this? I actually watched this.
I watched this.
They were both clearing. They both were clearing the bar effortlessly. Like
yes.
They were doing it like so. It was just like, oh my, y'all not tired? They were clearing it every single time.
And yeah, go ahead.
Why not? Why not break them both up? They both deserve. They both worked hard. They got there to the Olympics and they showed out for their countries. They both deserve that. I would have been more upset if the guy from France, who was it? Is it
Italy?
It was France and Italy and
Quartek or something like that.
I would have been mad if he would have been like, nah, let's keep going.
Well, there's a part of me that says like if one of them thought they could beat one of them, I would have kept going.
But but the thing is, this went on for a long time.
It did go on for a while. It did.
So like, at what point do you say y'all both did it?
Yeah.
Because how much further can the bar go up? That's actually manageable.
Yeah, I guess you got a point there. I'm
happy for both of them. Man. He was literally in tears. Italy was literally.
Yeah, Italy dude was literally in tears.
And I could feel it. I felt it for him, and I'm happy. They both deserved it. We need to normalize that too. Like, normalize like not going into like 17 overtimes. Normalize saying y'all both won. Thank you for this awesome performance.
Yeah, okay. Hey, no, I can dig this. I don't know. Okay, let me be honest with my competitive nature. Would I have like tied for first with somebody? Yeah, because I don't really care.
For certain sports, I feel like certain
like if
sports,
this like for something that's non-contact, I don't mind. But like wrestling, I gotta fuck you up.
Like this gymnastics, like for God's sake, if I do a flip, you do the same flip. How many times gonna do the same flips until you say, "Hey, gold medal for you for that flip because you did it in the second leg"? Like, come on.
And hey, well, shout out Art. Hey, real talk. In a situation where we doing like if this was like shot put or some shit, I'd probably. But non-contact, I'd let it go. But if it's like wrestling, I'm putting you on your bike. I don't give a damn. I'm putting you down. But let's talk about my Lakers. The Lakers in 6, baby, because we going to be winning the championship this year. Because we got Melo. We got Howard back. We got... so we also have haters, and Nafi's one of them. The Los Angeles Lakers have signed Carmelo Anthony to a 1-year deal. We got a bunch of people. We got Jared... I don't know who this is. Dooley. We got Kent... is that Bazemore? Yeah, Kent Bazemore. And I know we got Dwight Howard, so I'm interested to see this.
Y'all also got Russell Westbrook. Y'all don't. And let me just say this. So let's just go through maybe a starting lineup, right? Let's say you got LeBron, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook because he's just a big ball of energy that's just wasted a lot of times. Carmelo, and let's say I don't know. Maybe you got Trevor Ariza coming in too, right? Now, for me, for them to stack this team like this, they shouldn't win. They shouldn't lose any games. They shouldn't.
Look. Here she come with the.
And I'm challenging them to that because if they lose one game, they've been exposed. Like again, Giannis did it. It took him a long time to get.
Giannis did it. No, Giannis did it with no Kryptonians. No Green Lanterns. No Amazonians. The world was...
He was like, I don't need to be traded to the team to win a championship. I want to work hard and do it here. Here, that's your state. Stand up, man.
No, fuck the state. I don't represent this weak-ass shit.
Milwaukee.
Hey, I literally... The day after the parade, shit went right back to normal.
I also just feel like, too, is the NBA starting to become like, okay, where can I put them so they can get a ring because they've been in the league this long? Everybody wants them to get a ring. That's what I feel like.
I mean, the thing about the NBA, I'm not gonna lie, the NBA is a lot more friendly, right? The NBA isn't what it was when Jordan was playing. Ain't no friends. I'm beating you by 80 every chance I get, and then we can go drink. We can drink after, but on the court, I'm gonna cook your ass. That's how it was. That's how it is.
I'm gonna miss not living down the street from the Staples Center. I'm sure it's gonna be cracking.
I'm pretty sure you ain't gonna get no sleep either. But let's give shout outs and congratulations to the original GOAT, the GOAT that as we know it, Miss Simone, who made a dramatic entry back into the Olympics after her sabbatical. She originally left and had no reason to justify it because mental health is way more important. But thankfully for her, she gave us an insight to her situation. She recently had a loved one pass in her family, and that was what she really was taking time for. But even with this family member passing, she didn't owe us that or that explanation, but she still found it in herself from the support of her teammates, her fans, and her friends to go back and, effortlessly win a bronze medal on the gold stage. Nafi, what are we talking about here?
And did y'all, and I don't know if anybody, hopefully y'all had the chance to actually watch her on the beam. And when I tell you somebody who didn't even need to put any effort, she didn't put any, it was so easy for her. If she wanted to do 5 twirls in the air and land on that beam, she could have did it. She did it so, you could just see that her shoulders, let me just do this shit real quick.
Yeah, just let me just add this shit real quick and get the fuck out of here.
Let me give some other people an opportunity to win something, because the next Olympics is over for y'all ass. It's a revenge tour. Y'all ain't gonna win nothing next year, because she coming for everybody who talks shit about her. The USA, and mind you, even her teammates were winning gold. Mm-hmm. I forgot the white girl name yesterday. She also won gold for the first time. So they're gonna come back 4 years from later on and be a whole different gymnastics team. Y'all gonna keep we're gonna keep Simone Biles, but watch out for her teammates. Don't sleep on them.
No, please don't. It just further, the only gymnastics her haters are good at are mental gymnastics, because they came up with every goddamn excuse to vilify her, to make her upset. But here she is winning bronze for her. So now what's the fucking big head potato looking ass motherfucker's name? Charlie Kirk? What you got to say? All those comments and all that bullshit you said, she came back and won something for your country. You owe her an apology. All the people who was talking about how she's not strong enough and brave enough and mental enough, you owe her a fucking apology. And for all those mental gymnastics specialist motherfuckers, just remember, at the core root of your issue, you are insignificant and only matter to yourself. That is why you do mental gymnastics. If you want to be a big boy, get out there and do 5 twirls and not break your neck, and come holla at me. Or you can fuck around and turn into the dude Stephen Hawkins trying to do some shit you ain't built for. But last but not least, yesterday was Black Women Equal Pay Day, and I did a promo with this. I guess someone was able to get a caption of.
Let me drop my cash app in.
Yeah, drop it. All the Black women in the chat. Hey, if you're a Black woman reading this right now, watching this, no matter what, put your cash app in the app. Eric gonna put $5 in there. But let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. This is actually a real stat. For every 579 days, that's what it takes a Black woman to earn what a white man is earning doing the same amount of work. It's kind of crazy when you see it, but we have to keep talking about this, because we know that Black women are the leaders when it comes to financial discourse in the Black community. So we have to advocate for them, because they will be a gateway for us when it comes to the big revolution that we're all planning here. It's idiotic for us to think that we can't do it without our partners. So support like this is super important. Get invested. Hey, we got investment tools. If you want to get your money right, we can hook you up. You feel me? We not above reproach, but I think for sure this is a super thing. Nafi, what does this mean to you? What are you taking from this?
I feel like, to be honest, I'm just now hearing about this. I didn't hear about this at all during Trump's administration. I didn't even know I was shortchanged. So this is actually terrible, because, like I said, I've never really heard about this until now, like literally today, and I had reposted it on my Instagram. So it's also something that just should be talked about more. Like, talk about where we're coming from and where we're going.
No, for sure. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to all the love. We got a few doctors in here. We got a few directors, VA people. The black women in my life are very powerful women, and we appreciate you. But with all that being said and all that being done, Nafi, where can they find us?
You can find us on Twitch, The Sad Pieces YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Spotify. Where else, Heero?
Did you already mention Instagram, TikTok?
Instagram? Yeah, I said Instagram, everything.
You said TikTok?
You know what to do. I said TikTok.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey, you guys already know where to find us. We really do love you guys. So if you could like and share this with one person, that's really the easiest way to help us. Like, you guys see that 6 and that 3, the viewership is how you guys really help us. There's 9 people kicking it with us today. I think we had a max of 10 during this segment. That's love. We really can't ask for anything more, but the liking, the sharing of this on all our other major platforms is really how you support us. We got another segment coming up. It's going to be Tea with Nafi, obviously, and then we'll continue the other show. But quick heads up. Friday.
But it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line, and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it